Shalom, welcome to Tactical Torah. I am Heath Hayes. Today is day 65 of Read the Bible in a Year, and we're in Deuteronomy chapters 20 through 22. All right. When you go out to battle against your enemies and shall see horses and chariots and people more numerous than you, do not be afraid of them, for Yahweh your Elohim, who brought you up from the land of Mitzrayim, is with you. And it shall be when you draw near to the battle, that the priest shall come and speak to the people, and shall say to them, Hear, O Israel, you are drawing near today to battle with your enemies. Do not let your heart be faint. Do not fear or tremble or be afraid before them. For Yahweh your Elohim is he who goes with you, to fight for you against your enemies, to save you. And the officers shall speak to the people, saying, Who is the man who has built a new house and has not dedicated it? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man dedicate it. And who is the man who has planted a vineyard and has not begun to use it? Let him also go, return to his house, lest he die in battle, and another man should begin to use it. And who is the man who is engaged to a woman and has not taken her? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man take her. And the officers shall speak further to the people and say, Who is the man who is afraid of and of tender heart? Let him go and return to his house, lest the heart of his brothers faint like his heart. And it shall be, when the officers have finished speaking to the people, that they shall appoint commanders of the divisions to lead the people. When you draw near to a city to fight against it, then you shall make a call for peace to it. And it shall be that if it accepts your call for peace and shall open to you, then all the people found in it are to be your compulsory labor and serve you. But if it does not make peace with you and shall fight against you, then you shall besiege it. And Yahweh your Elohim shall give it into your hands. And you shall strike every male in it with the edge of the sword. Only the women and the little ones and the livestock, all that is in the city, all its spoil, you take as plunder for yourself. You shall eat the enemy's plunder, which Yahweh your Elohim gives you. Do so to all the cities which are far from you, which are not of the cities of these nations. Only of the cities of these people, which Yahweh your Elohim gives to you as an inheritance, you do not keep alive any that breathe. But you shall put them under the ban, the Hittite, and the Amorite, and the Canaanite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite, as Yahweh your Elohim has commanded you, lest they teach you to do according to all their abominations which they have done for their mighty ones, and you sin against Yahweh your Elohim. When you besiege a city for a long time by fighting against it to take it, you do not destroy its trees by wielding an axe against them. If you do eat of them, do not cut them down. For is a tree of a field a man to be besieged by you? Only the trees which you know are not trees for food you do destroy and cut down to build siege. And cut down to build siege works against the city that is fighting against you until it falls. Chapter 21. When anyone is found slain lying in the field, in the land which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you to possess, and it's not known who struck him, then your elders and your judges shall go out, and they shall measure the distance from the slain man to the cities round about. And it shall be that the elders of the city nearest to the slain man shall take a heifer which has not been worked, and which has not pulled with a yoke, And the elders of that city shall bring the heifer down to a wadi with flowing water, which is neither plowed or sown, and they shall break the heifer's neck there in the wadi. And the priests and the sons of Levi shall come near, for Yahweh your Elohim has chosen them to serve and to bless in the name of Yahweh, and by their mouth every strife and every stroke is tried. And let all the elders of the city nearest to the slain man wash their hands over the heifer whose neck was broken in the wadi. And they shall answer and say, Our hands have not shed this blood, nor have our eyes seen it. O Yahweh, forgive your people, Israel, whom you have ransomed, and do not allow innocent blood in the midst of your people, and the blood guilt shall be pardoned to them. Thus you purge the guilt of the innocent blood of from your midst, when you do what is right in the eyes of Yahweh. When you go out and fight against your enemies, and Yahweh your Elohim shall give them into your hand, and you shall take them captive, and shall see among the captives a woman fair of form, and shall delight in her, and take her for your wife, then you shall bring her home to your house, and she shall shave her head, and trim her nails, and put aside the mantle of her captivity, and shall dwell in your house, and mourn her father and her mother a month of days. And after that you shall go into her and be her husband, and she shall be your wife. And it shall be, if you are not pleased with her, then you shall let her go at her desire, but do not sell her at all for silver. Do not treat her harshly, since you have humbled her. When a man has two wives, one loved and the other unloved, and they born to him a child, both the loved and the unloved, and the firstborn son is of her who is unloved, then it shall be, on the day he makes his sons to inherit his possessions, he is not allowed to treat the son of the beloved wife as firstborn in the face of the son of the unloved who is truly firstborn. But he is to acknowledge the son of the unloved wife as the firstborn by giving him a double portion of all that he has, for he is the beginning of his strength. The right of the firstborn is his. When a man has a wayward and a rebellious son, who is not listening to the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and who, when they have disciplined him, does not listen to them, then his father and his mother shall take hold of him and bring him out to the elders of the city, to the gate of his city, and shall say to the elders of this city, This son of ours is wayward and rebellious. He is not listening to our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard. Then all the men of his city shall stone him to death with stones. Thus you shall purge the evil from your midst, and let all of Israel hear and fear. And when a man has committed a sin worthy of death, he shall be put to death, and you shall hang him on a tree. Let this body not remain overnight on the tree, for you shall certainly bury him the same day. For he who is hanged is accursed of Elohim, so that you do not defile the land which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you as an inheritance. When you see your brother's ox, chapter 22, there we go. When you see your brother's ox, or his sheep straying away, you shall not hide yourself from them. Return them to your brother without fail. And if your brother is not near you, or if you do not know him, then you shall bring it to your own house, and it shall be with you until your brother seeks it. Then you shall return it to him. And so you do with his donkey, and so you do with his garment, and so you do with whatever your brother loses, which he has lost and you have found. You are not allowed to hide yourself. When you see your brother's donkey or his ox fall on the way, you shall not hide yourself from them. Help him raise them without fail. A woman does not wear that which pertains to a man, nor does a man put on a woman's garment. For whoever does this is an abomination to Yahweh your Elohim. When you come upon a bird's nest along the way in any tree or on the ground with young ones or eggs, with the mother sitting on the young or on the eggs, do not take the mother with the young. Let the mother go without fail, and take the young one for yourself, so that it might be well with you, and that you shall prolong your days. When you build a new house, then you shall make a parapet for your roof, so that you do not bring blood guilt on your house when one falls from it. It's basically a guardrail. Do not sow your vineyard with different kinds of seeds, lest the yield of the seed which you have sown and the fruit of your vineyard be defiled. Do not plow with an ox and a donkey together. Do not put on a garment different kinds of wool and linen together. Make tassels on the four corners of your garments with which you cover yourself. When any man takes a wife, and he shall go into her, and shall hate her, and shall make abusive charges against her, and bring an evil name on her, and say, I took this woman when I came into her, I did not find her a maiden. Then the father and the mother of the young woman shall take and bring out the proof of the girl's maidenhood to the elders of the city at the gate. And the girl's father shall say to the elders, I gave my daughter to this man as a wife, and he hates her. And see, he has made abusive charges against her, saying, I did not find your daughter a maiden, and yet these are the proofs of my daughter's maidenhood. And they shall spread the garment before the elders of the city, and the elders shall take that man and punish him, and fine him 100 pieces of silver, and give them to the father of the young woman, because he has brought an evil name on a maiden of Israel. And she is to be his wife. He is not allowed to put her away all of his days. But if the matter is true that the girl was not found a maiden, then they shall bring out the girl to the door of the father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her to death with stones, because she has done wickedness in Israel, to whore in the father's house. Thus you shall purge the evil from your midst. When a man is found lying with a woman married to her husband, when a man is found lying with a woman married to a husband, then both of them shall die, both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. Thus you shall purge the evil from Israel. When a girl who is a maiden is engaged to a husband, and a man finds her in the city and lies with her, then you shall bring them both out of the gate of that city, and stone them to death with stones, the girl because she did not cry out in the city, and the man because he has humbled his neighbor's wife. Thus you shall purge evil from your midst. But if a man finds a girl who is engaged in the field, and the man takes hold of her and lies with her, then only the man who lay with her shall die. But you shall do no matter to the girl. The girl has no sin worthy of death, for the matter is like a man who rises against his neighbor and murders him. In being, for he found her out in the field, and she cried out, the engaged girl, but without anyone to save her. When a man finds a girl who is a maiden, who is not engaged, and he seizes her and lies with her, they are found out, then the man who lay with her shall give the girl's father 50 pieces of silver, and she is to be his wife, because he has humbled her. He is not allowed to put her away all of his days. A man does not take his father's wife, nor uncover the corner of his father's garment. All right, that's Deuteronomy 20 through 22. Shalom.